Hey YouTube, thanks for joining me today for this very special fingerstyle secret. Today I'm going to show you how to take any chord shape and move it up the fretboard and know what you're doing. Alright, bring it in, let's get started. Okay, we've all seen players play notes and chords that are like way up here on the fretboard. But how do they know what they're doing and what chords they're working with? Today, I'm going to break down a few very basic chord shapes, talk about the root note, and how that root note helps us decide and understand what chord we're playing farther up on the fretboard. Let's start with a simple G chord. Now, G is called G because the root of this chord is the note G. So we just pluck it out until we find the chord, the note that is G, all right? Not G, G. So the third fret on the E string is our G note. And then we shape it around the E string to make our G chord just by plucking the bottom three. So if I take this chord shape and I move it up the fretboard, to any place. We'll put it right here, 7, 8, 7. We create a new chord that looks a lot like G, but it's not G anymore because we've changed it. So where was the root note? The root note was on the E string. So the 8th fret on the E string was our new root note, which turns out to be the C that we get on the 3rd fret of the A string. So this C tells us that this new chord shape and new chord that the old chord shape and the new chord that we created is in fact a C. Okay, let's do a different chord shape, one that we're all familiar with. B flat, 1, 1, 2, 3. Where is the B flat note in this chord? Right there on the A string. It is also on the G string because that's the same note that you play. So if we take this chord shape and slide it up, here we have the same chord shape, but we have a different root note. The root note is in the same spot, but now it's different. It's gone up, right? So once we've determined what this note is, it's an E, right? C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. So 7, 7, 8, 9. Is the chord E. Just play it a lot higher up on the fretboard. Now the same goes for minor chords. As long as we keep the chord shape the same, we still get the same minor feel. So here's an E minor. 2, 3, 4, open. This chord generally should be played 2, 3, 4, 4. We're going to leave it open and just play the bottom 3 strings. Now where is the E note in this chord? It is on the C string of the 4th fret. So if I take this minor shape and shift it up to 7, 8, 9, my new root note is still found in the same place, but we've turned it into an A. Now what you can do as a cheat is get one of those little tuners that you put on the top of your ukulele right here. And if you're not sure where to play or what this note would be, just pluck it and let your tuner tell you what note you're playing. So that's an A minor. It works for all kinds of chord shapes and sizes. The only thing we need to remember is that if we move a chord shape, say A, that has open notes, up 1, we have to also move the open notes up 1. Okay, so we maintain that A, shift it up 1 fret. Now we need to place a finger on the 1 fret. It gets us into more bar chords the farther up we go because we want to play complete chords. But that is how you move chords from the positions that you know so well and move them up on the fretboard. As you experiment with this, you're going to find that a lot of chords you already use are already derivative of each other's. Like we just showed you, A and B flat are just 1/2 step up. C and D, when we leave the pinky there, is just 2/2 steps up, right? And all of a sudden, or making beautiful music. All right, that is how you take chords from this position and move them up the fretboard. Now, why is this useful? Why am I teaching you this secret? Well, for two reasons. One, when the melody of a song that you're playing takes you up the fretboard, to play the chords behind it, it gets a little bit difficult to do stretches like this to try to play your original chord shapes. Instead, it's a lot easier just to play chord shapes that fit higher up. And you'll see this in a lot of my ukulele videos. The second reason is if you're jamming with somebody and they're playing a series of chords over and over again, and you want to join in, but you don't want to just play the same thing that they're playing, you can overlay chords that are higher up on the fretboard that will work better for you. So example, I got someone playing Jason Mraz, right? I can play these chord shapes up higher and make it sound groovy when we play it together. And as we're jamming. It makes your knowledge base so much better, and it expands your fretboard. It explodes what you're able to do. You're able to use all of these frets that you have up here that you've never touched. So I hope that you enjoy this little fingerstyle secret, and I hope you incorporate it in your playing in the future. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.